My name is Jess Gillam and I'm a saxophone player from a small town called Ulverston in the north of England. I love the diversity of classical music. Classical music means so much. It can be a massive orchestra playing a film score. It can be a chamber group playing a contemporary, wacky piece of music. It covers such a scope of music, and that keeps me really inspired, hearing all the new inspirations, the different kinds of sounds. And I started because I loved the way that you could make people feel through music. So I started in a carnival band playing on the streets when I was 7, and everything was about joy and community and people being together. And then when I discovered you could do that from the stage, I just wanted to do that forever. But as far as like absolute disasters go on stage, there was a time my saxophone broke when I was on stage and it just stopped. It didn't snap, it was one of the pads wasn't closing properly, and as soon as one of them doesn't close, you just get this kind of like choked, nothing sound happening, and that was really difficult. But I just calmly walked off stage, explained, I'm really sorry my saxophone's broken, I'm going to try and go and fix it and then I'll come back. And I did, and then I went back and it did the same thing, and it was just the disaster. I love being on stage with people that also love being on stage, because when you have that feeling of connection, I'm just looking back to the stage now and imagining later on when I do the concert tonight, the smiles, the kind of electricity and the feeling of being alive. It makes me forget everything else in the world and just focus on the people who are in the audience and giving them an experience to remember, something away from their everyday lives. And I also go to that place and it's the best. He did compose a few pieces, but not loads, but I would love to meet Adolf Sax, who invented the saxophone, Mr. Sax, because the saxophone has hardly changed whatsoever ever since he patented it in 1846. He was a genius in just seeing that instrument in his head, hearing that instrument in his head, and then being able to create it. And the sound that the saxophone has, you know, being able to go from this massive roar and scream to the most tender of whispers. I would love to meet him and ask him what inspired him to make the instrument. I don't know, that's a really tough choice, because you can see the lineage. You can see how the chord progressions of Bach influenced Bowie. You can see how all the kind of innovation, pushing instruments to the extreme, Bowie also did the same. So they're too different to compare, but without Bach you wouldn't have Bowie. I'm a massive Beyonce fan, and I used to think it was a guilty pleasure, but now I've actually realised you should just embrace all the music you love, because you can love Shostakovich and Schoenberg and then listen to Beyonce the next day and appreciate them all. When I was growing up, my mum and dad run a traditional English tea room where I'm from in Ulverston, and the place that I could practice early in the morning, because I used to practice really early before I went to school, and in order not to disturb people, the accessible toilet was the place that was like the most cut off from anywhere. So I used to like go in there, clean everything, and then go in and practice before school. And I guess that wasn't like the most ideal, but it meant that I helped them out with the cleaning and was able to play as well. If I wasn't a musician, I'd love to be an actor, because I think you're doing a similar kind of thing in some ways, is giving people that like place away from their own lives and telling stories. But also a journalist, I love, again, it's all about storytelling, finding out about people, sharing those stories with people so they can live a better, more illuminated life. So I'd say, yeah, an actor or a journalist. I would really like to tour across the world with the band that I'm playing here with in Slovakia, because I feel like I found a musical home with that band, because the saxophone travels across so many styles and genres, and when I play a concerto it's a very specific kind of feeling. You're playing one composer for half an hour, and although there's so much variety in that and so many different textures, there isn't necessarily this chance to show the Baroque music to the commissions, to the Bowie song, to the Sydney Bechet, and I love being able to like be in that whole world of music for a whole night. So to tour with them in America, in Australia and across the world, I would love that. I would invite, who else do I love? Avi Avital, the mandolin player. Oh, he's coming, okay, fine. Avi's already here. I'm glad Avi's here.